Okay, I have written rules for Picobot on the first map, um, which says, okay, if you are in state 0, and looking at this first line here, looking at that first line, it says, if you're in state 0 and there is nothing to the north, then move north and remember state 0. That's your state. And it will keep doing that until the next line, which says, okay, if there's a wall to the north, then you should move west. And remember the new number, which is 1. And so now it remembers that new number 1, and it looks over here. And it sees two possibilities. First, there's the possibility that there is nothing to the west, and if that's the case, it will move west and keep the state 1. But if there's a wall to the west, this line, if there's a wall to the west, then instead of moving west again, it will move south, and it will remember a new number. This number is 2. And according to the directions, you said you wanted it to go south twice. So it moves south once on this line, and then no matter what, it will try to move south again on the next line because you wanted it to move south 2 times, 2 spaces. It moves south 2 spaces, and the first time it moves south, it remembers the number 2. The second time it moves south, it remembers the new number 3. It says, okay, remember number 3. So now the state is number 3 once it's moved 2 spaces to the south, and it says, okay, now if there's nothing to the west, move west. But if there is something to the west, move east, and remember the new number 4. And once it starts going east and remembers the new number 4, then no matter what, it will keep going east and keep remembering the number 4 until it breaks, until it errors out with the code or hits a wall. Oops. Okay, so we enter the rules for Picobot, and it says, okay, great. Like if I type this, that would give me an error message, like, oops, that doesn't make sense. But because my syntax is good, like, oh, sorry. I enter the rules, and it says, okay, everything looks right. We're not sure if you meant to say the right thing, but all of these are directions that Picobot will understand, because we're speaking in the language of Picobot right now. And just really quick, I do want to say again, oh no, really quick, I'm just going to copy this, so if I lose it, I still have it. Okay, that's copied. And yeah, I just want to say really quick, like, these are going to help you understand really a lot of what Picobot is meant to do, like how it understands the code. If you think about Picobot as a blindfolded person in a room, and you only get to email them once, and then they will just follow your instructions exactly how you say to do them, that's really what's going on. and they're not going to get out of the room until they've covered the whole floor, following your instructions exactly. So that's what we try to help Picobot do. Okay, going back to Picobot. See, these are the default instructions. I had my 1, 2, 3, 4, but now it's just back to 0 and 2. So it's a good thing I copied everything. I'll paste what I had copied. Now I have the directions and instructions that I went over with you. I enter them, that's important. Enter, enter, come on, good. Now let's see what it does. Just to summarize one more time, it should go north until it hits a wall, then it should go west until it hits a wall, then it should go south 2 spaces, and then it should try to go west again if it can, and if not, it should go east. So let's see. Go. There we go. So let's look at exactly what happened. We went north. We started here in the starting place, and we started to go north until we hit a wall. Then we started to go west until we hit a wall. We went south 2 spaces, and then we tried to go west again, but we could not because there was a wall here. Then we tried to go east as long as we could until we hit a wall, and there was an error message because it says, hey, I can't move to the east, and it doesn't know what to do anymore. These are the instructions we gave it, and it's done. We don't have, Picobot cannot do anything else because all it knows is that the number we told it to remember is number 4. We told it to remember number 4, and it can only look at this instruction because it remembers, oh yes, I was on the 4th step. And the 4th step says, no matter what, try to go east. It says, I can't go east. Oh no, what is Picobot going to do now? So these are the instructions that we came up with. In order to get Picobot to cover the whole map, we will need to go back to the drawing board a little bit and see if we can edit some of the instructions. Let's see, just to make things a little more interesting, if we add a couple more lines. Like, let's say we wanted it to go south 3 spaces instead. Come on. Instead of going south 2 spaces after it hits that wall, let's say we wanted it to go south 3 spaces. I'm just changing every line of code in here so that it will actually kind of work. Okay, now let's see if there's any errors in that. Nope, it's good. And we'll reset it. So now it chooses a new point. Every time we reset this, it chooses a new point. This is kind of the point of Picobot, is that no matter where it starts on the map, it should be able to complete the room. And that's very hard, I understand. But let's see, starting from here, with that new line of code, this time it should try to go south 3 spaces instead of 2. We click go, and look at that. You remember last time it went down only 2 spaces, but this time it went down 1, 2, 3 spaces before going east again. And yeah, once again we get the error message, cannot move east anymore. Because this is the last point. That green square is the last point that Picobot made it to. And now it can't go any more further, and it doesn't know what else to do because of the instructions that we gave it. All of this is based off of this most recent text message that you gave me saying, I would tell the Picobot to move to the north, but if there's a wall, they should move to the west, and if there's a wall, they should move 2 steps south and then back to the west, but if there's a wall, they should move to the east. So using that, I tried to, well, you saw the instructions that I tried to write to most accurately reflect what you told me to write. I hope you kind of understand a little more about how the code is working. Please let me know if you have any questions. And another thing is that, look, this is the very first real coding assignment that we're working on, and it's inherently challenging because it forces you to think like a computer thinks, and any small error or tiny... You saw when I changed like one of the asterisk symbols or star symbols to an A earlier, it gave an error saying, oh, we don't even understand this output because it doesn't meet the requirements of what an instruction line should look like. Just tiny little mistakes like that can throw your whole program off so that the computer can't even run it. Picobot will not understand what you're trying to say if there's one little mistake. That's called a syntax error. There's other errors in the code where Picobot still will not be able to complete the map because the instructions are not clear enough, or because the instructions are not devised in a proper way to help Picobot complete the map. We saw most recently, Picobot did everything until it was going east and it hit a wall, and then we didn't have any more instructions for it. And it said, I know I can't go east anymore, and the number that I remember is 4. And there's no other instructions for number 4 beyond this that tell me what to do. I hope this helps you, and yeah, again, please let me know if you have any more questions. Thank you, Amoding. Bye.